Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, so Bitcoin has crossed to the downside, has broken out of this ascending wedge to the downside. It has broken the ascending trend line here just now. So that rather indicates at least a stop in the uptrend. Bitcoin has failed to break above these key resistance levels that I indicated in the previous video. So first of all, it failed here the $21,364 level, a very important level. The next one, which would have been important, actually even more important, would have been the $21,712 level. It failed to break that, indicating some weakness in the chart. And what that means, we're going to take a look at that in the video. First of all, my opinion is there is a chance, at least a chance, which is basically what a lot of people do not expect at the moment, that indeed the low was in here at 17,500. I'm still a bit skeptical about this, absolutely, because we have not crossed this important resistance level up here. And this is what I mentioned before. This is a very important resistance level structurally, but also based on the extensions of the Elliott waves. And if we go above this resistance level, it will just get much less likely that this here is still a corrective move up. So of course, what we can count here from the low. So first of all, what is important to understand that we made a lower low here at around $17,500. That was also one of the target levels that I gave you before we reached it for possibly ending this 5-wave move. And we came down to this and saw a strong reaction to the upside. In addition to that, my target actually, or my scenario, is still pretty much live, where I told you that we will have to go in this overall correction here that we have seen with Bitcoin below the 28.6K level, below the low of the wave A from June 21. I've been telling you that since November, December, based on the Elliott Wave method here, based on an expanded flat pattern, which did evolve and emerge here. And we did that, yeah. And I told you my target area was between 20 and 28.6K. Now we did go below 20K, to be fair, but actually we obviously broke back into my target area. We moved back into the 20K range just a day after we broke it. In my opinion, that is actually a rather bullish signal, yeah. Even here with this bullish engulfing candle, and here we had another bullish engulfing candle. We cannot ignore this. So the 20K level was never really, sustainably or substantially broken. It was the retest did not work out. So I've always told you that the 20K level is a very relevant level. Therefore, my whole target area was between 28.6K to 20K in the current correction. The lower level wave count then suggested even slightly lower levels. The target was reached and we are turning around. There is definitely a chance that the low could have been in already, yeah. But we are currently in the process of evaluating how likely is it, yeah. While a lot of people are still very much promoting lower prices and prices around 10K, I acknowledge that is absolutely possible. But what is also possible that we are already turning around, something which a lot of people do not want to hear at the moment. And to be fair, a lot of people get upset about. The same way that a lot of people got upset about when I told you here in November, December, that we will have to go into the price region below 28.6K. This was not only the case for Bitcoin. I told you that for various altcoins, and all of my target areas have been reached. Some have even been broken to the downside. I just want to show you here that it is so difficult for people to accept this trend change. Yeah, it is so important and so difficult for people to really acknowledge that this is happening. Yeah, here it was very difficult for people to accept a downtrend. Now it is very difficult for people to accept that we could get back into an uptrend. Now I'm not telling you for sure this is happening. The signals for that are still too weak and it is still too early in the uptrend. But definitely we have some signals that we have to take seriously. For example, on the daily chart here, a bullish crossover on the RSI where the purple line moved above that yellow line. That's what you call a bullish cross. Here also the MACD push back into the bullish range. Yeah, we see things like that on the 2-day chart, on the 4-day chart coming up as well. And I showed you that as well. And also we see increased volume, not massively increased volume, but the volume has certainly increased since June, since we hit those lower ranges, okay? So that is something to be aware of. And in addition to that, we can count this 5-wave move to the downside as complete. So while obviously it could just be here a first wave of a larger 5-wave move, this yellow 5-wave move down, which obviously I can't guarantee that's not going to happen. We can still go lower. That's what I mentioned in previous videos. At the moment, the risk for lower prices is still very much there, especially until we break finally this important resistance level up here between 23K and 23.3K. However, the chance is there. We can count impulse waves to the upside, okay? So that is just something we need to be aware of, that when the mass of people will be able to accept that we are back in rising prices and it is not just a so-called dead cat bounce where the cat jumps and falls onto the floor again, yeah, basically a fake out, that is then when it's oftentimes too late already for them, right? Same way when we came into this downtrend, I've been telling you since 55K that we have to go into this current price region. Yeah, a lot of people only started to accept that we are in such a bear market below 30K. Can you believe it? The same way is now. A lot of people will only be able to accept that this is a sustainable uptrend above 40 or 45K. Yeah, think about my words. It is what it is. And obviously we are not yet in a confirmed uptrend. In my opinion, that will only really happen if we go above this 23K area. That is the first major sign, those significant swing highs, which are, first of all, from a technical point of view important, but also from an Elliott Wave point of view in terms of the extensions, the Fibonacci extensions, very important levels. So only when they are broken, you could call it a confirmed uptrend. But what is so important in the Elliott Wave method is, and what is so the advantage of that method, it allowed us to project those price levels already in November, December, the same way, you know, because it is specialized in forecasting trend reversals, something that other methods cannot do, or not to the same degree. So the Elliott Wave method here also told us that at $17,500 there could be a trend reversal, and this is what we've seen so far. Now, if this is going to work out or not, I don't know yet. It is all just a game with probabilities. Therefore, it is so important to break this resistance level. This could, without a doubt, just be an ABC at the moment, yeah? A, B, C. This is what we don't know yet, yeah? Because a wave A can also be a 5-wave move. This is a wave B anyway, and then a wave C can also be a 5-wave move. So you have impulse, correction, impulse. But the higher you go in this wave 3, yeah, which is the bullish count, 1, 2, 3, the less likely it will be that it is just an ABC. And the more of these structurally important levels you actually take out, the more likely it will be that we're actually in a valid impulse. And yeah, the more weakness you see in the chart on the way up, the less likely it is that it is actually a 1, 2, 3. So for now, we are, however, breaking out below this below this ascending trend line, which for now is not a problem. I mentioned to you in the previous video that it could very well also in a bullish wave count be the case that what we have here as a wave 2 in purple, which could have finished here, yeah, on the 22nd of June at around $19,800, that this might have never been finished. So that basically the wave 2 is still ongoing because we never reached this target area. Yeah, it would have been a very, very bullish wave count because the retracement in this wave 2 was very weak. So it is very much possible that this is still the wave 2 and that we have only just seen a wave A down, a wave B up, and the wave C down is now unfolding. Now, a bit of a problem I have with that is that the wave B here pretty much comes across as a 5-wave move. So it is something we need to keep an eye on. Because normally a wave B would be a 3-wave move. The other possibility is that, yes, this is a 1, the 2 has finished, we are in the wave 3 to the upside, but somewhere here we finished only the wave 1 of the wave 3 now. We are now in the wave 2 of the wave 3, which will come down quite a bit, and then the wave 3 of the wave 3 will only start. So at the moment, no reason to panic that we broke to the downside. It was sort of expected that we see here a bearish reaction to this resistance. It is an important resistance zone that are highlighted here between these areas. But what I want to highlight, that we really need to get above these levels to unlock higher prices. If we go above that $21,712 level, then I think it will unlock prices all the way down, all the way up to 23K, pretty sure. If we break above that, this can then unlock prices into the region of 25 to 26K here, pretty much 26.5K I've actually highlighted for the wave 3 based on the Fibonacci extensions for a wave 3 here in purple, the higher level wave 3. Yeah, so this is currently how I see the market. Generally, bullish signs, in my opinion, are increasing here, and the probability for prices for a trend reversal to the upside is definitely there. However, until we break above this red resistance box that you can see on the chart here, it could very well all just be still a corrective wave. Yeah, all I'm doing here at the moment is sketching out this possible impulse to the upside. And only if we get really above this level, it will become something that we will have to take very, very seriously. And it would still be very, very early in the uptrend, and a lot of people would still believe it is just a dead cat bounce. Bear in mind, everything is just still a play and the game with probabilities. The 26K level is a highly relevant level, 26.5. Let's just take a look once more from the Fibonacci extension levels. 1, 2, this is how I can calculate it at the moment. It depends on if the wave 2 in the end will come down a little bit lower, but for now, yeah, the 1.618 extension level here of the wave 3 is the $26,500 level. And as you can see here, that wave 3 in purple divides into subwaves. Yeah, and for example, this wave 3 in white, as it is currently labeled, would hit exactly this resistance area here. So it remains interesting, an interesting weekend. Not too much movement so far on the weekend, but I just want to communicate in this video that get familiar with the thought that we might get back into an uptrend. I always hear, where should the money come from? We are in a recession, or we get into a recession. Yes, but as soon as you hear economic news improving improvement of the economy, news about that in the TV news or in the mainstream media, then most whales have already invested. Most institutions have already invested, and prices have probably gone up 20-30% by then already. You don't want to wait until mainstream media tells you that the recession is over or that inflation is coming down. Then it's normally when basically also everybody's getting back in, but you obviously want to be early. That's the thing. So it's a difficult topic to grasp. I understand that, but it's the skill of trying to think differently than most people. That is why most traders also lose money, because most traders are basically following the herd, which is oftentimes wrong. Okay. All right. So I'll keep you updated here about the moves about Bitcoin. Certainly here, next support levels, if you want to know about Bitcoin, definitely, first of all, those recent swing lows here. I mean, looking at here around about 20,800, definitely next support. And it remains to be seen if this here all was just an A, B, C. In this case, we will come down once more before we start to go up in the third wave into the region between 18.8K and 19.5, and that would then be another accumulation possibility before we start the rocket ship potentially. Yeah. All right, so hopefully you liked the update about Bitcoin. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.